What is up, guys? Back with another video. These ability changes are a really big deal. I think it's going to change a lot how people play on defense. I don't think it's going to change so much how people play on offense as much as Escape Artist being 2 AP for Scramblers is nice. Maybe some people will be using that more, but they upped Gunslinger by 1 on Scramblers as well, so it's not like they changed how much Vic would have cost at all. I mean, I guess technically it's only half of your ability points rather than it being all of your ability points. I still think the meta is going to be Rich Gannon and Hot Route Master. I prefer that the most because with Hot Route Master and Gunslinger, it allows you to use a much wider variety of players. You don't need to fit archetypes into your team. Like, you don't need to put a slot apprentice wide receiver on your team if you like slot apprentice. I realized when I tried out Michael Vick that I needed a slot apprentice. I feel like I needed a tight end apprentice. Not so much a backfield master, I realized. But it's just so much nicer to have that hot route master to hot route anyone you want if you realize, oh, if I put a post route on my wide receiver here and I motion slant the other wide receiver, they're probably not going to pick up both because it doesn't feel like they're ready for it on this play. Now, I do think if you're going to be running Aaron Rodgers, if you're going to be running Michael Vick with Escape Artist and Gunslinger, I do think Chris Cooley will become necessary. There's also Todd Heap that'll become necessary with Tight End Apprentice because that feels like it's the most important route apprentice in the game to have it on your tight end. So with that, you'd have 1 AP here, 6 AP there. Maybe you throw on a wide receiver, slot apprentice, which brings you to 8 AP, and then you have 4 AP left. Backfield master, assuming you use it on receiving back archetype, that brings you to 9 AP. You got 3 AP left. Maybe a threat detector, which brings you to 12 AP. Maybe identifier, which brings you to 10 AP. I think identifier may kind of be a must now. With it only being 1 AP, I just tried it out last night knowing I'd fill out 12. So I really only have my abilities on Dion and Rich Gannon right now. And even though Playmaker is 4 AP, I want you to consider heavily using it because I still think it's very overpowered. It allows you to motion over a slant. If you have a guy on a little curl route, it allows that curl route to become very overpowered. I think you should consider using it. The backlash ability on power running backs, that is yet to be determined. I may try it out, just take identifier off of Rich Gannon because with, the way people play run defense, shooting gaps, just flying up and hit sticking. If you run the ball in the first 2 plays of the game, and they hit stick with their user, I'm assuming, because they want to be ready for the pass as well. That could take their user out of the play, and then they're forced to use someone else. Or maybe a linebacker goes in by accident, they don't realize their player's tired. So if backlash significantly hinders their tackling fatigue, I think that could be important just for when people are shooting the gaps, because all of a sudden then you see their preferred users on the field, and then you have an opportunity to pass the ball maybe a little bit easier. Maybe take Isaiah Simmons out the game. Maybe take DK Metcalf out the game. Maybe take their Taylor Mays out the game. So that's why I think backlash may be an ability you should consider. Only on power running backs. You don't want to use this on a wide receiver, I don't think, because you don't throw it to a wide receiver too often, and I don't think taking a corner out of the game would be too important because a lot of people just have 12 corners on their team at this point. The recuperation ability I don't think will be important unless bench press makes a comeback with the abilities going up to 12 on defense. I don't know if you want to do that. And now the honorary lineman ability. I think this is something that could bring back the physical archetype and make these receivers relevant because they haven't been relevant all year, and it may make the Devontae Parker receiver, because he's fast, he's the physical archetype, it may make him one of the best receivers in the game. So you have to have 60 impact blocking. Wow, he's on 59. That's so lame. So I mean, your Andre Johnson can't get it yet. But if someone's able to get it, a wide receiver, I think it'll be worth using on him. Now, it depends on how good it is on tight ends. There's not a lot of good blocking tight ends. I think it may be worth it on a blocking fullback if you toss a blocking fullback back there. And if it's pancakes, if it's like Nasty Streak, then for runners, 100%, I think it's going to be worth it. They'll be pancaking people all over the place. And for abilities they raised on offense, I don't think it changes that much. I don't think it was ever worth it to use QB Playmaker. For it to be 5 AP and take up half of your AP, It's not going to be worth it. Now with it being 7 AP, it's over half of your ability points. Don't use QB Playmaker, because if you want to use QB Playmaker, you need to be using Gunslinger, and then you're spending 10 AP on QB Playmaker and a Gunslinger, and if you want one Route Apprentice on your tight end, I guess you could technically, if you really wanted to, hear me out, you could do QB Playmaker, Gunslinger, Tight End Apprentice, Backfield Master, which need to be a possession tight end. That's 12 AP. So, I mean, you would have 2 Route Apprentices on the field with Playmaker. I don't know if that's worth it to you. It doesn't feel worth it to me. But that's also something you may want to consider. And for, like, they decreased evasive by 2 AP on elusive running backs and deep threat wide receivers. I don't think Spin Cycle and Jukebox are going to really be making a comeback. I'm on current gen. Maybe it'll be different on next gen. That is left to be debated because I don't have it. I don't know when I'll ever have it. I don't even know if I'll ever play Madden 21 on next gen. I don't see people juking and spinning anymore. I don't see them spending any more AP on it. Threat detector, I think the people that are using it will still use it because they probably really like to see who's blitzing. Something I may consider, although I'm using Identifier right now, and if I use Threat Detector, I'll have to take Identifier off, and then I won't be able to use a Route Tech or QB Playmaker because I need Hot Route Master and I need Gunslinger. Not something I'm going to consider at this point. Now for defensive abilities. Ironically, all my abilities I were using still meet the threshold, like still meet everything. I don't know if I'm going to change it because this is also just how I've been playing. I know a lot of people haven't been using it, and it may have to make me reconsider the abilities I'm using on offense. I think Edge Threat's going to be making a comeback because Edge Threat, they still left at 3 AP. So instead of it taking up a third of your ability points, basically, you can run Edge Threat, let's just say, on both your edge guys. You can run an inside stuff. I feel like inside stuff is necessary. It makes my stopping the run so much easier for me. Even when they double team them, I feel like sometimes he does something, and I feel like it just frees other people up. It could be completely me. It could be. So that's 6 AP on edge threat, guys. Then let's say you want 3 acrobats on your corners. That's 9 AP. You still have 2 AP left, and then you can put acrobat on your user if you want. I think that's really good. 6 AP on your linebackers, 2 AP there, that's 8 AP. Another 3 on your corners, that brings you to 11 AP. And then that 1 AP, maybe you toss another AP on like a corner and play him at safety. I think maybe corners at safety is going to be meta now too for those that want to run acrobat. And acrobat will really only affect people's users. And then there's also the fact that the man blitz meta that has been ever evolving with the 99 speed corners we're having now. People will start running 99 speed or whatever speed DRC, the highest speed Deion Sanders, and the highest speed Charles Woodson or Rod Woodson. They're going to run 1 step ahead. They're going to put Isaiah Simmons at safety, put 1 step ahead on him, and you're going to have to deal with man blitzing. Now, that's not for everyone. I don't feel like it's for me because it really grinds my gears when I just get burnt over the top when I don't get sheds on my D-line. So I don't know if I'm going to be running that. It'll really have to come down to if I really upgrade my corners and secondary, because that's something I need to do if I'm going to run that. I can't be running 1 step ahead with DRC being my best corner. I mean, he's one of the best corners in the game, but him being your best man corner, yeah, not something you want to see. James Bradbury, him being your best corner for a man-to-man scheme with only 95 speed, not something you want to see. So I feel like I pretty much went over all the abilities that are going to change. Don't use Deflator. I don't think that's going to change much. I feel like it's a sorry attempt to try and make linebackers relevant by making it a low AP cost for field general middle linebackers and run stopper middle linebackers. I don't think it's going to be worth it. Maybe it'll take a running back out of the game. I don't think it'll be taking any wide receivers out of the game. I don't think it's going to be like bench press where you need it on the field, and it's very situational where it'll affect the game. And also, last one, they did chase secure tackler on D tackles and defensive run stopper D tackles and run stopper defensive ends by 1 AP. If you happen to have a run stopper defensive end or D tackle, I'd consider this ability as well, because my friend uses secure tackler on his Taylor Mays or whoever, on his Pat Watkins, whoever he uses at safety, and it's really good. So if you have that on an end or D tackle, it may be really good at helping stop inside zone. I think it's something you may consider. I don't necessarily think a lot of pros will be running it, but I hope you enjoy the video. Let me know what abilities you're still using after the patch. I may just stick with what I have, honestly, or I may go to just test out the man 1 step ahead meta. Maybe I'll even test out edge threats, because I think that really could become useful with a lot of people taking edge protector off their players, since not as many people were running edge threats recently. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Again, let me know what abilities you're going to be using, and check out my other videos. So peace.